What dings do you know?
Welcome back to Runner's Garden's What a Character series.
One of the things that I like about Taiwan is that everything is in walking distance, at least for me, where I live. And right now, my barber is even closer due to this parking lot. Set of stairs here. I go right over there. Let's get a before and after shot. Hey, I'm Jay, and I make videos about traditional Chinese characters in the Pinyin romanization system, spelling in alphabetical order. Today we'll talk about ding, ding, and ding. No second tone. What dings do you know?
I know a dingbat.
And I think we'll throw in a little Theo. There's only one of them. See what I did there? Theo, it means throw. Character number one, ding, kind of looks like a bent nail. We have a local pharmacy which is kind of catered towards infant care called Ding Ding. In fact, Tian Ding means to bring a baby into a family. And this ding means a man, usually a lower ranking man.
Zheng
Ding is an able-bodied man.
Old term.
Probably talking about being useful in the military.
You can see some classical, archaic, or literary meanings here. We'll stick to more common uses.
Or a fairly easy two-stroke surname. And obviously it's the same in simplified Chinese. Maybe I'd rather have that name than mine. Mine is pretty complicated. But you may see this more often on a menu because it also means cubed, like little squares, little cubes. Example, Gong Bao Ji Ding is the diced chicken.
Otherwise known as Kung Pao chicken.
Mu Bu Shi Ding means completely illiterate. That's why we're learning. We don't want to be completely illiterate here, living in Asia.
Mu Bu Shi Ding is a literary four-character expression. Anybody catch the irony in that?
Now, after we got that one under our belt, we can do four more ding and ding and ding. Putting the mouth radical to the left, you would write that first, is a sting or bite from a small insect.
我被蚊子叮. I got bit by a mosquito.
So first tone ding. Ding dong is an onomatopoeia, just the sound ding dong. A bell ringing. Jingle bells. Ding ding dong, ding ding dong.
This is the part everyone knows by heart. In Taiwan, they don't translate jingle bells literally. Instead, they use the onomatopoeia ding ding dong to mimic the sound of bells ringing.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, oh witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead.
Speaking of onomatopoeia, the character ding can also be pronounced Zheng, which is a clang sound.
Oh, and this is a good one used for teachers to students or parents to kids. To ding is to kind of like urge, nag, or nudge. Ding zhu, urge repeatedly.
For a person of higher rank said to a lower rank, or an elder said to a youth.
There's also ding ning,
Used regardless of status.
with the gold or metal radical to the left. It is either first tone ding or fourth tone ding. It's a nail. Nails are metal. Yeah, I can't think of a non-metal nail. If it is the noun, a ding, it's first tone. But if you're hammering that nail, it's ding, which makes sense, right? A fourth tone is very hard, very harsh, and you're hammering that nail. Tu ding is a tack.
Literally, picture nail.
A tack. Why was the thumbtack a good employee? Because he always stayed sharp and was right on point.
If you like dad jokes and traditional Chinese characters, please like and subscribe.
With the yen spoken radical to the left, it's fourth tone. Ding. Ding baozhi, to subscribe to a newspaper. Ding wan can, to order your dinner.
I just snapped this picture at a red light. 订餐转线.
Ding wei, to make a reservation for seating at a restaurant. Oh. Ding hun, to get engaged.
Basically reserving your spouse.
And interestingly, this is not the nail character. This is the one we've been talking about. 订书机, a stapler. And now using the ding as a radical on the left with page or ye on the right, is third tone. Ding, top, push, reject. Ding dian is the apex or summit. Ding dian, ding jian, top notch. Ding jian de lao shi, shan ding, the top of the mountain. You notice I get a little bit more excited about that when I say that. Ding tian li di, resolute efforts, dauntless, indomitable spirit. Ding tian li di, ding tian li di. Another third tone ding without the radical that we've been talking about. It is a pictograph. It's a three-legged cauldron, like an elevated pot. It has a mu or eye on the top, and it has these what look to be legs.
Originally, a ding was a ceramic cooking vessel used for boiling meat. However, by the Shang and Zhou dynasties, it was cast into bronze and transformed into a sacred ritual vessel used to offer food for ancestors and gods. This is the character ding on the bag of a very famous restaurant here, Ding Tai Fung. I believe they're most famous for their soup dumplings. Oh, delicious. They even had Tom Cruise rolling dumplings at one of their locations.
It can be a tripod, but it can also be used in the abstract sense.
More history here according to AI. According to the legend, King Yu the Great, the mythical founder of the Xia dynasty, flooded the lands, tamed the rivers, and divided China into 9 provinces. He then cast 9 bronze ding, Zhou Ding, using bronze brought as a tribute from each province. From that moment on, the 9 ding became the ultimate symbol of the mandate of heaven and legitimate state sovereignty. Whichever king held the 9 ding held the empire. And sorry, when I was reading it in English, I said ding, but it should be ding, third tone, in Chinese.
Ding li, great strength, like the steel of that cauldron. Ding li with a different li. This means a balance of power. Or to develop that balance of power. And a balance of power is ding zu. Ding zu.
Frequently used to describe the 3 kingdoms period, Zangguo Shidai, specifically spanning from the late Eastern Han Dynasty until the Western Jin Dynasty reunites China.
I always hear making a promise, we would say 一言为定, but my dictionary says 一言九定.
More history here. During the spring and autumn period, King Zheng of the Chu state wanted to challenge the ruling Zhou dynasty. He marched his army near the Zhou capital and asked a Zhou envoy about the weight and size of the 9 ding. This was an incredibly bold, insolent move. It implied he was looking to take them for himself. This historical event gave birth to the idiom 问鼎, literally to inquire about the ding, which today means to compete for the championship or to vie for the top political position. Because a ding is solid, heavy, has 3 legs for perfect stability, and represents high status, the character carries connotations of weight, authority, and stability in modern Chinese. 一言九鼎. One word carries the weight of 9 ding. It describes a person whose promise or words holds immense weight and authority. Here's the character ding, third tone, one last time. It's the same in simplified Chinese.
And finally, this fourth tone, ding, very common. It's in fact frequency number 105. Here's where 一言为定 comes in. It's ding. To make a promise between 2 people. It's to make a deal, like it's settled. 一定 means to be certain. 确定.
While 一定 is used as an adjective or adverb, 确定 is more primarily used as a verb, as you can see the examples here.
定期 is on a time schedule. 定期存款 is to make a regular deposit into your account.
Or the actual name for such a fixed account.
定期存款安定 stable. Can you hear that person yelling outside?
希望她可以安静下来. I hope she can settle down. And there's 决定 to make a decision. 是我自己错误的决定. One of my go-to karaoke songs.
规定 are rules or regulations. Good deed of the day, I guess. When I was getting my hair cut in there, talking to my friend, Mr. Chen. I guess I can call him a friend now. It's been a couple years that I've been getting my hair cut there. And we enjoy the same interests. He just rode his bicycle to Pingdong from here. Anyway, we're talking about that, and a kid comes in the corner of my eye, it looked like he was like a junior high school kid. But this guy was ready to go into the army, needed a buzz cut. Today, Mr. Chen had an assistant who he's kind of teaching. So she took, while I was in one chair, the kid sat next to me with the mother who filmed everything. And there was a discussion about how short he needed his haircut.
因为他们有规定, they have rules.
And I said, 应该可以查得到哦. And I used Gemini AI to look it up, first in English. And it was 0.3分. And then I had it translate to Chinese and showed Mr. Chen. And so we were able to get the right attachment for the razor. It was kind of interesting. Felt good about like being able to be involved in the conversation in Mandarin.
A homeowner's job is never done. I'm fixing this screen, which fell off because little plastic knobs broke. I have black Gorilla Tape. Nobody ever sees this except me. I don't think even a visitor sitting in the living room would notice because it kind of blends right in. Not bad. 这样子我可以让它固定在这边。
固定 to set in place.
Just thought you'd like to hear a cuter voice.
定做 to custom make something. In fact, today we're going to a sign place that we've been dealing with for a long time because we've had many signs, even within a typhoon season, because in fact, one year we had our sign blow down 4 times until we had it reinforced. You live and you learn. 7 meters tall? Yeah, I think it's 7 meters tall. We're getting new signs on the front of our main branch, and we're also getting signs at one of our new branches. Anyway, 要定做, custom make them. The tall one still looks good, but what we want to change are this one, that one, and that one. It looks a little better when it's lit up. This is the sign place.
应该是那个灰尘
卡在上面。
对，你看它上面的部分来讲的时候，开始我们招牌的外框那些烤漆白了。
And our bonus sound form today is dio, which means to throw. It's the same in simplified, 6 strokes. Dio diao, to throw something away. And we've done this diao recently. Dio lian, to lose face.
Dio, also meaning to misplace, is wang, king, over si, private. Perhaps you can think of the king or emperor throwing something in private. Don't confuse it with chu, which bears a striking resemblance. The meaning of that common character is to go.
I think that's enough for today. Something to be said for keeping it short. Next time we'll do dong, dong, and dong. Once again, no second tone.
Thanks for watching. Runner's Garden signing off.